On today's episode, Tesla signals Model Y also losing full $7,500 tax credit, and Tesla ends 2023 with an autopilot recall for 2 million cars. Tesla is signaling that along with two trims of Model 3 losing all their federal tax credit next year, Model Y is also likely to lose part of the tax credits. Just earlier, Tesla confirmed that Model 3 RWD and Model 3 Long Range will lose the full $7,500 federal tax credit for electric vehicles on January 1, 2024. After previously signaling that they would only lose half. Now, Tesla is also warning that Model Y will likely see reductions in its federal tax credits. The automaker wrote in the Model Y's online configurator, "Customers who take delivery of a qualified new Tesla and meet all federal requirements are eligible for a tax credit up to $7,500, reductions likely after December 31st. Only for eligible cash or loan purchases. The reductions come as the government is increasing the requirements for electric vehicles to have fewer parts, especially batteries, from China in order to secure access to the credit. Unlike Model 3, it has never been 100% confirmed if the Model Y RWD uses LFP cells, nor do we even know which version of the Model Y is likely to see its tax credit being reduced. While this is going to affect Tesla negatively temporarily, the automaker is working to produce more batteries locally in the US in order to regain access to the full tax credit. However, it's unclear when it will be able to ramp battery production enough to support Model 3 and Model Y being produced in the US. For now, Tesla's own battery production is going to the new Cybertruck. Tesla ends 2023 with an autopilot recall for 2 million cars. Say what you want about the guy up top lately, but Tesla's had an objectively great year on the sales front. Less great, however, is its approach to self-driving technology, which is under more regulatory and public scrutiny than ever these days. Luckily, a fix is on its way right now, but what does it bode for the future? At this point, it's almost cliché to point out that another year is about to end without Elon Musk's full autonomy this year claims coming true. Then again, we still have a little over 2 weeks to go in 2023, so anything's possible. It isn't. But this year will end with a major software update and recall for more than 2 million Teslas in the US, which, according to the AP, is pretty much all of them, to add some safeguards to autopilot. Following a National Highway Traffic Safety Administration investigation, NHTSA has been investigating issues around autopilot for the past 2 years. In its safety report on the recall, the agency says that if a driver fails to realize when autopilot isn't engaged or is functioning in a limited capacity, the result could be a crash or another mishap. In essence, NHTSA is saying that autopilot's method of ensuring drivers are paying attention may be inadequate. The recall will be done entirely via a software update, and here's what NHTSA says that entails. At no cost to customers, affected vehicles will receive an over-the-air software remedy, which is expected to begin deploying to certain affected vehicles on or shortly after December 12, 2023. With software version 2023.44.30. Remaining affected vehicles will receive an over-the-air software remedy at a later date. The remedy will incorporate additional controls and alerts to those already existing on affected vehicles to further encourage the driver to adhere to their continuous driving responsibility whenever autosteer is engaged, which includes keeping their hands on the steering wheel and paying attention to the roadway. Depending on vehicle hardware, the additional controls will include, among others, increasing the prominence of visual alerts on the user interface, simplifying engagement and disengagement of autosteer, additional checks upon engaging autosteer and while using the feature outside controlled access highways and when approaching traffic controls, and eventual suspension from autosteer use if the driver repeatedly fails to demonstrate continuous and sustained driving responsibility while the feature is engaged. Earlier this week, The Washington Post released an investigation into autopilot mishaps that's worth a read in full. And some of the accounts and videos it features are quite scary. This is the second recall this year involving Tesla's automated driving systems. On one hand, recalls are a good thing. It's always positive when the system works and a problem gets fixed. On the other hand, this is just one more development in an ongoing battle between Tesla and both state and federal regulators as it pushes the boundaries of automated driving technology more than perhaps any other passenger car manufacturer. I would count Cruise's Robotaxis and General Motors cars as two different things because there's little technology transfer between the two entities. But the latter has had scores of problems as well, showing the difficulties involved with getting autonomy to the fully self-driving promised land. Moreover, Musk has staked Tesla's future on full autonomy. He has reportedly pushed back on a more affordable EV until it can be co-developed alongside one that doesn't need a steering wheel or pedals, and has repeatedly said solving full self-driving is the difference between Tesla being worth a lot of money or worth basically zero. But between fighting California, a Justice Department investigation, and industry-wide challenges around autonomous tech at every level the past few years, that claim looks more and more divorced from reality every year. If you get the Autopilot update and have thoughts you want to share with us about how it performs, let us know in the comment.